Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and let's start.
What's the dumbest thing you've done for someone you've had a crush on? Once when I was 16, I'm now 32, I was riding in the back of a friend's truck with this girl I was trying to impress. We were going about 40 miles per hour on an asphalt road, and my ball cap flew off. She said, "You better jump out and get it," jokingly. I dove out of the back of the truck and rolled down the pavement several times. I got my hat, and stood up as if I was unscathed. I played it off like a tough, yet obviously very stupid, guy. The next day I woke up in excruciating pain and went to the hospital. I had broken my collarbone, 2 ribs, and the radius bone in my forearm. You asked for it. I drew a picture of a knight fighting a dragon and wrote a note asking her out. Needless to say, I was unsuccessful. Edit. The note began, hear ye, art thou single? It only went downhill from there. When I was 8 years old, this girl insisted on me making a little fish instead of the dot on every I, J, etc. So, naturally I did. I will never forget the look on my teacher's face when she noticed. I bought front row tickets to a Snow Patrol concert for the 2 of us. I think I paid almost $200 for the tickets. Things would have worked out better has my grandfather not passed away 2 days before. I just gave her the tickets rather than waste them. She ended up taking another guy who she then started dating a week later. This hurts my heart so badly. R.J. Strasser. 8 Why I touched a wild raccoon once because a girl told me to. We were walking together and there was a raccoon sitting on the top of a trash can digging through the garbage. She told me to go touch it or else she would walk away. So, with no real second thought of it, I went up and touched the raccoon's tail. It didn't seem to care. Worth it. 2, 3K. A wild appeared. 8 Why I once found a fake gold necklace that a guy the first liked used to wear. It smelled very strongly of his cologne so I kept it. I used to carry it around and smell it. He didn't even know I existed. He grew up to be a douchebag. 1, 5K. L_monstruo Black Circle 8Y2 Awards. I remember I used to bring candy to this girl every day in the 8th grade. A small brown bag full of different goodies. She'd be so happy and hug me and say sweet things and whatnot. So one day I decided to test her and put $1 in the bag. Get to school and give her the bag. I'm waiting to hear from her saying I accidentally left that in there but got nothing. She kept the $1. At lunch I even mentioned something along the lines of losing my lunch money and still nothing. And she never said anything. Pretty dumb, but it made me forget about her quickly, so in the end it was for the best. Edit. Black Circle. I'm pretty sure she saw the $1 as I put it, unfolded on top of the bag just before I gave it to her. It wasn't a ton of candy, come on, I was working on an 8th grade salary. Lol. Still I don't know for sure because it may have happened. Black Circle. I'm pretty sure she didn't throw it or give it away because there was one guy who would get pissed she wouldn't share and that I wouldn't give him candy. Still, it could have happened but I doubt it. I've never been a teacher. Thank you for the gold. Closing parenthesis. 2, 4K. Dabble Cat. 8Y1 Award. When I was in 4th grade, my crush had his Pokemon card deck stolen out of his school desk, and he was upset about it. I gave him all my holographic cards, which I loved, was very proud of, and had previously refused to trade for anything, when I found out, hoping it would get him to like me. It didn't. I don't think he even thanked me for it. It's just small potatoes now, but it was a big deal at the time. I've never forgotten it and always regretted it. Edit. Removed quotations on holographic as per one suggestion. Also, thank you guys for everything, and all the hate-filled and sympathetic posts alike. They made me laugh and feel warm and fuzzy feelings of renewed rage and happiness. Edit 2. Sorry, forgot to add that for those of you asking, they weren't Charizard, so at least I've got that thought to keep me warm at night now. 2, 7K. OMG Korean girl. 8 Why I stalked him for 3 months just because I liked looking at him. We didn't have any classes together either. One day, he friends me on Facebook and I excitedly accepted. He goes on to message me first. He says, no offense but why are you stalking me? Follow up. I tried to deny it but he didn't believe me. So it was awkward for a couple of months, but we're pretty chill now. Yay, he knew because I would walk by all his classrooms pretending to go to the bathroom, 5x a day, going to all his soccer games and trying to make it not obvious that I'm only staring at him, peeping through windows. Sorry everybody, I didn't know that people would take this much interest in this. 1K. Rachel Faith. 8Y1 award in high school. A few hours after school was let out, I was talking to this guy the first had a crush on when he mentioned he left his Spanish notebook in his locker and had a test the next day. Since it was a regional high school and he was far away and I was close, I offered to help him out. I walked a mile to the school, went to his locker, called him, got the combination, and read 10+ pages from the notebook to him while I sat on the hallway floor and he took notes. Edit. Holy f***, I went to sleep after I wrote this and woke up to a full inbox. So, the guy and I never dated. Turns out he was mostly gay. We are still friends though. As an aside, he is equally sweet and definitely has done generous and thoughtful things for me as well. We also had a threesome once. 2K. Pinky_swear. 8 Why not a throwaway because fuck it. I stalked that motherfucker for 4 years. I memorized his routes to class, his locker, his lunch period, everything. I actually asked him out and we dated for a few months. Getting him to kiss me, hold hands, any type of affection, was torture. We never hung out alone outside of school, despite my pleas. He dumped me after a few months, and I was devastated. I continued to stalk him for all 4 years. I joined the high school band in a periphery position just so I could see him on a regular basis. I dated many other people, but if he had even once glanced my way I'd have jumped on him in a hot minute. I left dreadful love letters and once, oh God, once I spent an entire lunch period staring at him from the second story, sobbing my eyes out. He saw me, everyone did. Being 14 years old, Jesus what a nightmare. So anyway, 10 years down the road, I am happy to report that he and his husband are very happy world travelers, and I'm happily married to a lovely man. Edgar Black Circle 8Y. When I was in 2nd grade, I had a crush on this one girl and when we were on a field trip, I saw this ladybug ring for sale. I bought it knowing that she liked ladybugs and waited for the right time to give it to her. It ended up being in front of her friends and she laughed in my face and refused the gift. I felt like shit and threw it out. 3K. My _nuts_b_cheesy black circle 8Y. Mind you, these are all different girls. Gave her an expensive guitar because she wanted to learn. She never did and I never got the guitar back. Wrote a song, recorded it on a digital camera from like 2003, put it on a CD, picked a dahlia, put the CD in an envelope, dahlia on top, and then left it on her car. She said it was sweet but wasn't interested. I quit my job because of how embarrassing it was. Oh, this day. Got a huge side tattoo to impress her. She was gay. Didn't know until like 4 months later. Worst part of the tattoo was the first session I asked my artist to shave my back. Hairy as orangutan BT dubs. Thought they were gonna use clippers. Nope. Single blade razors. They literally went through like 20+ razors before they finished. She was watching the entire time. TLDR I'm a dumb mother. 1K. Amani77. 8Y. Edit. I dunno if this really fits, but hey, I still feel like I'm the dumbest man in the world for this. I had a huge crush on this girl. And on the last day of high school when everyone was signing everyone yearbook and I would usually just write some generic, good luck, have a great summer, but on people's yearbooks or just avoid it. Yay, I gotta run. Maybe after blah 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 class. Anyhow, that one girl asked me to sign hers and I wrote this long-winded, not too long mind you, heartfelt last words to her. I didn't profess my love to her or anything. I just wrote some really nice stuff. After I handed it back, she sat back down and after a time she actually read it. She started to practically glow. She then handed it to some of her friends and they all had a girly moment, smiling and shit, looking back at me with these sheepish grins. I played it off cool, like I didn't even notice and that it was nothing. She had a boyfriend at the time and she had been planning a trip as a student abroad, so I did not think anything to come of it. Fast forward like 8 months and I get a text from her. It was the week she had come back from her trip. She asked me if I wanted to hang out and catch up. For some reason, I just did not realize the extent of that text. I just idly ignored and forgot it because I was doing something at the time. I had not realized that she had probably been thinking of me that entire time, and the very fact that she had engaged in contacting me, not the other way round, meant something in of itself. I regret never giving it a shot and I beat myself up over this all the time. I really liked her. F***ing scumbag brain. Why did you not connect the dots that day? 597. Anistic. 8. Why it was in high school. I was a fat and sweaty slob. This girl, I'll call her K, was tall, beautiful, and on the varsity basketball team. We had biology class together freshman year and I was her mule the entire semester. I would get her soda, give her the answers to homework, and worship the ground she walked on. Even though she only gave me the slyest bit of attention, I convinced myself she was secretly plotting to have sex with me. She wasn't. Anyways, for some reason she was wearing rainbow-colored toe socks around biology class. I don't know why this stands out in my mind. And she needed a pen because hers had run out. I'll never forget Kay looking over to me and beckoning me with her fingers like a servant. When I got to her she said, "Do you have a pen I could borrow?" "No," I replied. "Well, why don't you go look around the class? Ask around." There was something about her beckoning me over like a slave and her toes splayed out in those rainbow-colored toe socks that made me realize she didn't give a shit about me even as a friend, barely as a person. But I still got her the pen. 7K. Hauziki. 8Y made her cookies and dropped them off at her house twice. One time I left a note. I also got her to join my Minecraft server and she asked for my phone number before I could edit. Just for clarification, one was for her birthday, and the other one was Valentine's Day EDIT2. This is getting popular. Too popular. As I stated in another comment, she knows my username. 7K. Apopheniac 1989. 8Y liked a girl in middle school. A lot. But I was a massive loser and was literally convinced that I would never know what it was like to have a girlfriend. But I liked her a lot, so I had to try. So I devised a plan. I thought I was a clever little thinking it up too. I wrote a series of notes which I would slip into her locker one every day for the course of a few weeks. Each would give her a bit more of a clue to who her secret admirer was. I thought she'd think it was really romantic or some The problem was, looking back now I can see just how unbelievably creepy some of the shit I was writing was. I'll spare you the details. Suffice it to say, it was so cringy and so embarrassing that it's taking all my willpower to make myself tell this story anonymously on the internet. Fortunately, I wussed out at the last second. I was almost to her locker and I freaked out, ran to the boys' room and flushed all the notes. Dodged a bullet right there. But the fact that I didn't actually go through with it is little consolation. It doesn't change the fact that I almost did it. Edit. Oh, and then there was the time where I set up an email account and emailed my math teacher, who I had a massive crush on, that equation that graphs into a heart. She printed it out and put it next to her desk. Never found out it was from me. Once again, I wussed out and never took credit. Edit the second. I'm serious. You don't want to know the creepy I wrote thinking it was romantic. It actually makes me physically uncomfortable just thinking about it, much less actually writing it out and telling people.